I'm a Hebrew Israelite according to the Bible. Okay? The Hebrew Israelites consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans according to the scriptures, man. Are you an Israelites according to the Holy Bible? You are the true chosen people of the Most High. All right? I'm going to go ahead and give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son, who the world calls God in Christ, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to my elders and my apostles at Great Millstone who rule well for teaching me this truth. And salutations to the elect. All right, Habach Chayar, y'all brothers on the four corners of the world pushing this truth, man. All right, because through the Spirit, hey, we are those men. We are the elect. Okay? And we're not supposed to hold our peace concerning the wickedness that's going on in this society. Camaros, Latinos, and Native Americans, Esau, the so-called white man, and the rest of you guys. We're not supposed to hold our peace concerning y'all wickedness, man. All right? I can just bear with me, man. Like I was saying before, all right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're not supposed to hold your peace concerning the wickedness of the so-called white man, concerning the abominations that's going on in America, okay, under the so-called white man. Are you so-called white people are through? Your kingdom is going down. All right? Of course, a lot of y'all ain't gonna see that by now because what? You're bugged out, man. You so-called white people are off. You've always been off. All right, the nation of Israel, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is coming. And you top elite banking families, y'all don't want that to happen. Y'all want y'all houses, okay, y'all kingdoms to continue forever. But that's not going to happen. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, who the world calls God in Christ. All right? But going into you so-called white people, man, you Edomites, you Idumeans, okay, you Chaldeans. I'm going to get this definition of Edom in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. If brothers don't have it, I suggest you get it. Okay? It's a lot of shit going on right now. All right, it says Edom, Edomites. All right, again, I'm in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It says Edom or Edomites. It says the nation and its people who are the descendants of Esau. All right, Esau, going back to the Hebrew, is Ashashua. All right, Ashashua means wasted away is he, because you so-called white people, y'all don't have any pigment in your skin. Okay? You're lepers. You're clean lepers. You have no pigment in your skin. That's who you so-called white people are. All right, you're lepers, man. That's why we can see your blood through your skin. That's why you're called Edomites, Idumeans. You're the red people. All right, you're the red nation. Okay? Because you're not white, the word white. But that's what you've been calling yourself for many years. Confusing things. And you've been calling us black people. Well, you're wrong, man. Because this is more than a black thing. Okay? As a matter of fact, it's not a black thing, man. It's a Hebrew Israelite thing. All right, Yashar Allah. You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, again, you are the true chosen people according to the Bible. You're not supposed to hold your peace concerning the wickedness of the so-called white people. The Lord is not going to hold you against wickedness, man. All right? But going back into the Bible dictionary, it says the nation, Edom, all right, Adawam, the red people, the red nation, the nation and its people who are the descendants of Edom, called white man. It says he founded the country situated with Edom. Okay, so he has the nation to himself. So white man has the nation to himself. And this you saw. All right. But concerning this, it's a long definition, man. So I'm gonna just hit the point. All right, there. All right, you Edomites, you are the red nation. Okay, Adawam, which means red. Esau, Joshua, wasted away his tea. Okay, that's who you so-called white people are. But jumping down in the definition, it says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34:5 and 6, chapter 63, verse 1, of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. Are you supposed to have? So how are you so-called white people pure? How are you? How are you? But again, man, all right, going back to this guy, okay, if I got his name right, but whatever, man, he's a fucking Edomite. Okay, this goes back to that system. You so-called white based off of your own beliefs. That ain't right. That don't go with the Most High. Okay? Y'all calling us black. Y'all calling the Asians yellow. Call Indians red. And so on and so forth. Hey, man, y'all are the real red people, man. Again, we can see y'all blood through y'all skin. All right, but all of that was what? Bywords and proverbs to the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what y'all named us. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Those bywords and those proverbs. Okay? Because going back to Jeremiah 17:4, we've been discontinued from our heritage that the Most High gave us. And you so-called white people, hey, y'all started naming us. That ain't right with the Most High. Okay? Yeah, it says the neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. Y'all white people, hey, y'all don't have a chance at mercy. Y'all can't be ruling alongside us and be ruling on this side at the same time. You so-called white people talk about, oh, there needs to be justice for human civilization and so on and so forth, but who do you so-called white people need to be saved from? Have you ever asked yourselves that? Who do you need to save? You so-called white people are ruling right now. You're a redeemer. Who's going to put you back in your power? You're in your power right now. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. You so-called white people, y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want. Get away with whatever, because you got the money to do it. Who do y'all need from? Who's that? But that was that was the definition for you Idumeans, man. You Edomites, you so-called white people. You are the descendants of Esau, the so-called white man. Okay? And again, like I was talking about earlier, we're not supposed to be holding our peace. We will, like Lord willing, we be those men, we're not supposed to be holding our peace concerning the wickedness of these goddamn devils, man. All right? Let me get this. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 62. It's lucky I can just bear with the book of Isaiah, chapter 62. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, for Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof brightness, as brightness, Salakia, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. Okay, I'm going to read it again. It says, for Zion's sake, Zion, going into you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, to Zion, which means monument, okay? You are the people of the Most High. It says, for Zion's sake, and this is the prophet Isaiah speaking, man. He said, for Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, okay? And what does that mean? You got brothers across the four corners of the world going out prophesying his word, waking our people up. Okay? The Israelites, the confusion of face. We got brothers all across the world prophesying, man, for the sake of Zion. Negroes, Americans. That's why we out here, to wake our people up. So we're not going to hold our peace. All right, we're telling you people who is. Esau, the so-called white man, is the enemy. That's our primary impact in Genesis 25 and 25. You can read it yourself. That's the problem with you people, man. Y'all don't look up words. All right. It says, Isaiah 62:1, for Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof go forth as a brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. Our righteousness is going to come. Okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all going to be on top again. But y'all don't believe it. Y'all believe in the system of Esau, the so-called white man. That's why this is going into the elect. Okay? It's going to start with the elect of the nation of Israel. Our righteousness is going to shine forth. Because we got the works and we got the faith right now. We mean, again, the elect, man, the hopeful elect. Look. Okay? Our righteousness, our salvation is going to shine forth. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Yahweh is going to raise us up in righteousness. Everything that we're doing right now is righteous, man. Okay? And one of those things is prophesying against you goddamn devils. You so-called white people. Because you have done nothing but destroy this world. The whole entire world, man. The earth is mourning. The people thereof are mourning. All right, they're in sorrow. They're in great grief. Because you so-called white people. Okay? But let me jump down to verse 6. Okay, talking about why we're prophesying against you guys. Let me get this. In the book of Isaiah, the same chapter 62, verse 6, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall neither hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. That's the point. We're not supposed to be holding our silence against you so-called white people. Because again, y'all destroyed the land. Y'all raped, robbed, and murdered the whole land. Y'all celebrating this Christopher Columbus Day and so on and so forth. Talking about he discovered America. Okay, there was people already in America before America became America, man. It was already people here. So how did Christopher Columbus discover it? That don't make no goddamn sense, man. But you so-called white people are proud as hell. All right, you devils. El Diablo. All right, Diablos, you deceivers, man. You so-called white people. And we've woken up to that fact. The elect. God said, watchmen, okay, watchers, overseers, prophets, is what that really is, okay? The Most High set prophets upon the walls of Jerusalem. Meaning what? Wherever you so-called Native Americans are, the watchmen, the prophets will be there. Because we're trying to bring our people out of the ways of destruction. Okay. It says, which shall neither, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Okay, we're making mention of Yahweh shall. We're not supposed to keep silence. We're supposed to prophesy. We're supposed to say before about the destruction that's coming to America, which is Babylon, which is Edom, according to the scriptures, which is Sodom and Gomorrah, which is Edom. Okay. America is spiritually Babylon and Edom, according to the scriptures, man. We're supposed to be prophesying against it. We so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? So we are those watchmen, man. We're doing our job. Matter of fact, even more proof of that. Let me go into the book of Ezekiel. chapter, okay, there's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37. It says, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman into our Israel, the people on the sign, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, you are the Hebrew Israelites. You are the Israelites. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word at my mouth from me. So we're supposed to be warning our people. That's our job, to recruit. I wait for those sign rabble. Okay, because the scriptures say what? His secret is revealed into a service to prophets, man. I'm paraphrasing. I believe it's the book of Joel. Okay. His secrets, his prophecies is given into the prophets, man. And we sincerely believe we are those men. And we prophesy against you so-called white people. You Idumeans. Okay? You Edomites. That's your real nationality. It says, I will stand upon my watch. All right? Our watch. We watch the prophecies. We watch it for everything to happen. We know destruction is coming to this place. But you so-called white people got the world in the trick bag. Want America to see its destruction. It's imminent destruction. It's inevitable destruction. Y'all don't want the people to see this, man. Because you so-called white people are devils. According to the scriptures, man, you're deceivers. The sons of perdition. Meaning destruction. Okay? Verse 2. Chapter 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may turn that readeth it. All right? That he may turn that readeth it. Meaning what? The elect. Because we turn into the prophecies, man. Okay? We turn into them. We're gaining wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these prophecies. So-called white men will be in slavery. Men, women, and children. Old people. All of you so-called white people is going to be in slavery. Along with the rest of you nations, man. You goddamn goops. You Africans. You Arabs. Y'all going to be in slavery under the nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? That's the vision that we make it plain to you. That we're making perfect to you. Okay? It says that he may run that readeth it. Again, that readeth it, man. Going back to Revelation 1 and 3. Okay, blessed is he that readeth. That word readeth means to know accurately. Okay, going back to the Hebrew word bayan, which means understanding. We understand the scriptures. We know that you so-called white people is going into slavery. And 2/3 of our people is going to be destroyed. We know this. We understand it. We've received it. We believe it. Okay? But again, we speaking against so-called white people. All right? Let me get this. In the book of Isaiah. All right, going back to the book of Isaiah, man. All right, talk about you Edomites, because that's really the topic at hand. You so-called white, but y'all don't believe it. Again, y'all think your houses and your mansions and your fortune and your generational wealth is going to continue forever, but it's not. Okay? Through the Spirit, man, we are revealing who you so-called white people really are. Okay? But let me get this. In the book of Isaiah 37, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Because America, Sodom and Gomorrah and Egypt, according to the scriptures, is called tender and delicate. America is the best nation on the planet. And you people are so goddamn proud of it, man. America is not the best nation on the planet, man. It has been. It's been built on rape, robbery, and murder of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but y'all so proud of this nation. But if you look at the state of these veterans, even these veterans who fought for this country, they're in poverty. But y'all take so much pride in this nation, which is called America. Y'all take so much pride in it. America doesn't have anything. The dollar has collapsed. Okay? America will no more be called tender and delicate. The excellency of the Chaldees. This place will be no more called tender and delicate, man. America will be touched by 200 million missiles. All right, destruction, man. Destruction is coming to this place. It says, come down and sit in the dust. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust. O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Verse 2. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. I mean what? We expose you so-called white people for the devils you really are. Okay? As if you lift up a skirt on a woman, man, you see everything underneath her. Okay, all of the wickedness that you so-called white people have been committing, hey, we're announcing it, man. We're bringing it to the forefront. The alligator baby in Florida. The devil's punch bowl. All of the wickedness that you so-called white people have been committed against the nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All of that is being brought out on the forefront. It's our job, it's our duty to do that. Because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't know about the wickedness of the so-called white man. El Diablo. Y'all don't know about him, man. He's feeding you poison each and every day. He's feeding you lies, man. He's murdering you. The so-called white man hates you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? It says, take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. Vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay? Again, we raising the skirt on you goddamn devils, man. We uncovering your wickedness. We know y'all rap sheep. We know all the wickedness that you so-called white people have done to the nation of Israel. And there's still more to be found out. It's still more to be found out, man. Okay? Let me continue on. It says, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. All right? Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus Christ, he's not going to meet you so-called white people as a regular man like how he was on the scene over 2,000 years ago. He's not going to come back in that same humble manner. I mean, he's going to be humble, all right, through the Spirit, but he's going to be judging with the law. Okay? You so-called white people have nothing but destruction coming to you. Edom figures prominently in the scriptures, man. Great future judgments. No mercy from the Most High. The only nation, the only neighbor of Israel that has not received mercy from the Most High. You so-called white people, you will not receive mercy because you have shown us no mercy. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why you can't get no mercy, man. Okay? It says, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. All right? Who the world calls Jesus Christ. All right? Whose name is Yahweh Shai. He's going to take vengeance. He's not going to meet the world as a regular man. He's going to come back as a pure, angelic force, man. A spiritual force. He's going to come back in chariots, which the world called UFOs. And speaking on that, a lot of sightings of UFOs, okay, the Omnis, as the Latinos call it, okay, there's been a lot of sightings of them lately. A lot of sightings of the chariots, the so-called UFOs. Okay, a lot of them have been popping out. Why? Because the day of destruction is near. The day of judgment draweth nigh. Judgment is coming to this day. Doomsday is what y'all people call it, right? That's coming. And it's coming very soon. A lot of you people don't know, man. Starting with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all don't know that doomsday is coming. Y'all talk about it. Hey, a regular, average, everyday nigga know about the Illuminati, right? But y'all don't know about the day of destruction. All right, destruction is coming to this place. All right, continuing on. Verse 4, Isaiah 47:4. It says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Yeah, Yahweh Shah is his name. Okay, it says the Lord of hosts. That word host means armies. He's going back to Exodus 15:3. All right, our God is a man of war. And we have to come in that same manner. We're participating in war right now, spiritually. Okay, we're speaking out against Esau, the so-called white man. We're at war with our enemy. Okay, so the Lord of hosts is his name. The Lord of armies is his name. Okay, and he's our Redeemer at the same time for the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 5, Isaiah 47:5, it says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Again, America is supposed to be the best country, right? Wrong. America ain't the best no more. America has never been the best. That was the title you so-called white people has made for this place. The best country ever. The greatest country in existence. America is a whore. Opening the legs to different philosophies and doctrines. That's what America is. And America is about to be destroyed. All right, that's the true end of a harlot, of a whore. Destruction. America's sick right now, man. Okay? That's why it says what? For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. America ain't going to be the best no more. All right, this place is going down, contrary to popular belief. Verse 6, Isaiah 47:6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. You so-called white people, man, y'all didn't show us no mercy. Truth be told, y'all was just only supposed to be a whipping belt for the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But what did y'all do, man? Y'all did everything against the law, statutes, and the commandments. Y'all was just supposed to beat us, so to speak. But no, y'all here breaking the men. Okay, you're ravishing our wives. All right, the men, women, and children. You're killing us, you're murdering us without cause. That's the nature of you so-called white people. Murder without cause. That's the nature of the so-called white man. He wants to kill you without just cause, man. All right. It says, I was wroth with my people. I polluted mine inheritance. And this is the Most High talking about how he polluted his inheritance. All right. The Most High got us some punishment. Whether you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans want to believe it or not. All right. We're on punishment, man. It says, and giving them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou verily laid the yoke. All right. It says, on the ancient hast thou heavily laid the yoke. Yes, it's the ancient days, man. When you have the yokes of irons on our necks. We all cheering for the Babylonians when they took the nation of Israel down. You so-called white people didn't show us any mercy. Y'all didn't let up. Yeah, y'all was being relentless. You so-called white people are savages, man. Okay? And that's the truth, man. That's not coming from my own mouth. Verse 7, Isaiah 47:7, it says, and thou saidest, I should be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Neither didst remember the latter end of it. Yeah, you didn't think about your destruction for what you did to the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You ain't think about your destruction. You ain't think about the latter end of it. Okay? You was only thinking about your prosperity against the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all was just thinking about how y'all was going to rule and how y'all was going to take care of us. It's like not take care of us, get rid of us. But the Most High is going to take care of us, man. And that time is coming right now. Again, you so-called white people are about to go down. Men, women, children, and old folk. The Lord don't discriminate. All right? You thought you was going to be a lady forever. No one was going to be able to touch you and so on and so forth. America's about to get its cherry popped, man. About 200 million ICBMs. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Isaiah 47:8. It says, therefore hear now this. Thou that art given to pleasures. So lucky, I'm going to read again. Isaiah 47:8. It says, therefore hear now this. Talking to you Idumeans, you so-called white people. All right, listen up. It says, therefore hear now this. Thou art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Because that's what you so-called white people think, man. You're not going to experience the loss of children. All right, the loss of your fortune. And then going back up, it says what? It says, thou that are given to pleasures. Is America not given to pleasures? Because to be honest, man, that's why they call this place the greatest kingdom, man. The greatest place on earth. America so-called the greatest place on earth because y'all dwell in pleasures, man. Pleasures, your entertainment, your distractions. You Americans are given to pleasures. Starting with you so-called white people. Okay? You benefit over the rape, robbery, and murder of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans over the Israelites. The true chosen people of the Bible. That's who the Israelites are. And you so-called white people benefit over that. All right? That's why it's time for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to wake the hell up and realize, again, who your enemy is. You know? Verse 9. Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. It says the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Because that's what you so-called white people confide in. Your sorceries, your enchantments against the nation of Israel. But the scriptures say what? Roughly paraphrasing, there's no enchantment against Jacob. Y'all can't curse us because we're already cursed to begin with. All right? A divine curse, a divine punishment from the Most High. It's gone on to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We already cursed. So you so-called white people can't curse us, man. But again, y'all trusting y'all enchantments. You wicked divinations. Y'all spirit cooking. Then Halloween just passed. Do you know what the fuck is on that satanic calendar? There's a lot of wickedness on that satanic calendar, man. And October is one of those main months where a lot of wickedness goes on. I mean, of course, really it's all the time. But again, man, it's a mass amount of sacrifices. Okay? Blood sacrifices. Sexual rituals that these so-called white people, they do to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, to anybody. But it's mainly to you Israelites. Okay, it's a great amount of wickedness that's going on each and every single year because of these so-called white people. And the sad part is, man, you can Google the satanic calendar. You can look at it. You can Google it. And you can look at exactly what's been going on every single year that goes by from these top elite banking families. You can look at it on Google. All right, like the lesson I went into last week. It's not far-fetched. It's not that hard to believe, man. These so-called white people are devils. You can look this up yourself. Look at that satanic calendar. You ever wonder why children go missing in a great amount? It's because the so-called white people, all right, the so-called white people that keep kidnapping our children, man. That's why your children going missing. Okay? Let me get this. Matter of fact, no, Salakia. I'm going to verse 10. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Yeah, you so-called white people trusted in your wickedness, man. All your enchantments and your wicked divinations, and so on and so forth. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Okay? You so-called white people, y'all think y'all are God. Because, to be honest with you, man, this is a saying from the Most High. I am, and none else beside me. But this is what you so-called white people are saying to yourselves. Because y'all got the world in y'all possession right now, right? Y'all living it up in Babylon, right? You so-called white people, hey, y'all think y'all are God, but you're not. Y'all say, I am and none else beside me. America is the greatest kingdom on earth. That's a goddamn lie, man. And that lie is about to be exposed. It's been exposed for ages. It says thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it is thee. Okay? That messed you up. Your so-called wisdom and knowledge have perverted you. You so-called white people are blinded by the pride of your hearts, of your mind. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that. That's the spirit. Let me go ahead and get that in the book of Obadiah. It's only one chapter. I'm going to start at verse. All right, Obadiah 1 and 2, it says, behold, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All right, who's that talking to you? Again, you so-called white people. You Idumeans. You Edomite, okay? It says, behold, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay, really going into Amalek, which is the top tribe of Esau, these gutter rats over there in the land of Israel today. All right, those are not the real Jews. Those are the fake Jews. That's why they call themselves Israelis. Okay? They can't call themselves Israelites. All right, those are blasphemers, man. Those are blasphemers. Those are not the true Jews. Okay? It says, behold, I made thee smaller among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All right, you Amalekites, the head tribe, all right, the Edom, y'all are greatly despised. The whole world hates you guys, man. Even your own people hate you. Okay? The scriptures say what? The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Going back to Isaiah 47 and 10. You trusting in your wickedness, man. But the scriptures say what? Obadiah 1 and 3, it says the pride of thine heart. All right, the word heart, going back to the Hebrew word love, it means mind. The pride of your mind have tricked you, man. You so-called white people have been tricked by your own mind. You lying on yourself, talking about you the greatest and so on and so forth. The Most High has been exposing you. And y'all are about to come down out of power. It says, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me to the ground? Again, you so-called white people, y'all in your rulership right now. Okay, you are in your heaven right now. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Because you so-called white people, that's why you call yourselves Caucasians. All right, coming from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay? The word Caucasian means cave dweller. And you're absolutely right for taking on that term for yourself. You are cave dwellers. That's what you so-called white people are. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, you Caucasians, you cave dwellers. You're proud as hell. And the Most High sets you up in power to punish us. But again, you haven't dealt with mercy, man. You have showed the nation of Israel no mercy. Because you're proud. Because you don't want to see a dark-skinned man in power. All right? Verse 4, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring down, saith the Lord. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, because what do you so-called white people do, man? What's the symbolic bird for America? The eagle, right? The bald eagle. It was the same thing for the Romans. It was the eagle, man. And the eagle is a predatory bird. The so-called white man is a goddamn predator. Okay? An eagle, being that it's so strong that it's a bird of prey, it doesn't have to worry about what's around it or what's above it. Okay? That's how the so-called white man is, because he thinks no one is going to take him down, like the eagle. The so-called white people have exalted themselves as the eagle, man. That's why you look on your quarters and shit like that. You got the eagle, man. The same thing for the Romans. They had the eagle on their shield. These so-called white people are proud as hell. And it's time for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to wake up to that fact. Okay? It says, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Most High is going to take you so-called white people down. That's a promise. Okay? You can't exalt yourself as the eagle no more. All right, you ain't going to be that main predatory bird. All right? But let me get this. Matter of fact, so I can know. Fucking wickedness, man. Speaking on that Obadiah, the 4th chapter, man. You just had this it wasn't, I don't believe it was this past week, but a brother had posted it on the YouTube chat. All right, talking about how these Russians is talking about creating a permanent moon base in the 2030s. Okay? Matter of fact, just to clarify that, let me read the scripture again. It says, Obadiah 1:4, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Yeah, among the stars in space. Okay? The brother Samaka Map, I was talking with that brother on the YouTube chat. Okay? We got these Russians, again, like I said, trying to create a moon base, but in the 2030s, man. These dates, these far-fetched dates, man. Okay? It's not too long before America goes down. But Esau, the pride in his heart, they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a moon base in the 2030s," and so on and so forth. That shit is not gonna happen. Okay, it's chariot sightings all over the place. So so-called UFOs all over the place. This place is about to go down. It's not that hard to believe. It's not far-fetched. Okay. Like I said, you so-called white people talk about a permanent moon base. These Russians out here. And you so-called white people are fucking proud, man. All right? Y'all can't even get past the Van Halen belt. All right, you're polluting this whole world. So what the fuck makes you think that you're gonna have a moon base like the movie, what was that? Elysium. Yeah, Elysium. Where there was a moon base. Oh, there was a space, there was a base in space, man. That's not gonna happen. That movie with Matt Damon, Elysium. That shit is not gonna happen. It's not gonna come to pass. Because that's a part of y'all New World Order. Okay? You so-called white people, y'all want to live forever, but you're not. All right? Let me go ahead and read down to verse 6. There's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 5. It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Will they not have been stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Are you so-called white people again? Because you steal every goddamn thing. Okay, because you think you're in power. You think you're the real prosperous nation. And to be honest, you are right now. Okay, but again, America is based off of rape, robbery, and murder. That's why the scriptures say, what? If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Because so-called white people, All right. You never have enough. You're never satisfied. If it was possible to steal everything in our houses, as you come and rob so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and y'all would steal everything if it was possible. Y'all come through and y'all steal every goddamn thing, man. Look at this land taken away from the so-called Native Americans, the Gadites, the Reubenites, the so-called Seminole Indians, even Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. This land was taken away from them. That's what you so-called white people did, man. Y'all take every goddamn thing. Verse 6, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought out? Okay, that's the question, man. How are the hidden things of Esau, the so-called white man, sought out? Through history, man. You got to go back into history. Like I brought up earlier. All right, the alligator babies in Florida, when you so-called white people was feeding the nation of Israel, or the children of the nation of Israel, to alligators. All right, y'all was feeding our children to alligators, man. What the fuck is up with that? And y'all don't think that y'all gonna get that same judgment? You so-called white people to think that y'all not gonna be messed up the same way y'all messed us up? This world ain't about love, man. God is not all love, contrary to popular belief. God is not all love, man. All right, that's the total law. It says, how are the things of Esau, which is the so-called white man, searched out? Again, man, you got to go back into history from the Renaissance on down. Seeing what these so-called white people have done to our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, because a lot of you Latinos, man, y'all think that y'all are above the Negroes and the Native Americans and so on and so forth, but you're really not. Y'all are our brothers, man. To be honest, y'all are being experimented on. Really, all of us is, but the so-called white man is using a lot of you Issacharites as a fucking experimentation for the RFID chip, for plagues, for new diseases and pestilences. A lot of you so-called Mexicans are used as experiments, man. Y'all are guinea pigs for Esau, the so-called white man. Okay? And again, we're bringing all of this to the light right now. We've been doing it, starting with our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, because they've been out here for 30 years and plus. All right? Everything that Esau, the so-called white man, did is being brought to the light. We lifting up that skirt on that whore, man. You know? But let me go back to Isaiah, the 47th chapter, man. All right, again, talking about the wickedness of these so-called white people, you Idumeans. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 11. I had stopped at verse 10 previously, but this is verse 11. It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Yeah, like the quote I always bring out, you so-called white people, man, when that destruction come to you, it's going to jump up and bite you in the ass. You so-called people are not going to be expecting your destruction. Y'all not going to be expecting it, man. Y'all going to be looking for everything to be hunky-dory. Everything going to be okie-dokie. Okay, the kingdom of you so-called white people, that's about to come to an end. Whether y'all believe it or not. All right? It says, therefore shall evil, all right, evil meaning bad times. It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Yeah, you can't shake the bad times of the Most High. You cannot escape judgment. You cannot escape death. The Most High will not allow you so-called white people to escape death and slavery. We can't wait to have you so-called white people as our slaves. And that day is coming real soon, man. All right? It says, thou shalt not be able to put it off, because the scriptures say what? I shall not be in adversity. Talking about you so-called white people because, hey, that's what you think. That you're going to be in adversity. That you're not going to suffer tribulation, hard times, trouble. That you're not going to suffer the loss of children. Like what these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is going through right now. We experiencing all of that. Everything that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is suffering right now, you so-called white people have to go. Hey, y'all have to go through double, man. Y'all got to go through double, triple, hundredfold. Y'all got to get this shit back. All right, y'all dealt wrongfully against the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? Y'all didn't show us no mercy. So when Yahweh shall come back, we can't show y'all no mercy. It's only fair, man. Continuing on. Verse 12, Isaiah 47 and 12. It says, stand now. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, be thou mayest prevail. So, hey, the Most High is mocking you so-called white people. It says what? It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries. Go ahead. Keep on leaning on your witchcraft. Because that's all it is. That's all you so-called white people promote, witchcraft. Like I said, the spirit cooking. Cutting Jacob into pieces. These wicked ass holidays, which is holidays, Halloween just passed. All of the blood sacrifices. And the sexual rituals. Okay, go ahead. Keep on trusting in your sorceries. Okay? That's what the Most High is saying to you so-called white people. It says what? It says, wherein that has labored from thy youth. Yeah, because you so-called white people, hey, y'all learn all this wicked shit when you're young. You learn all of that wicked shit when you're young, man. The whole satanic calendar and all of that. It says, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. So be thou mayest prevail. Yeah, if you keep on trusting in your wickedness, in your witchcraft, you might be able to save yourself. That's a lie. The Most High, the Most High is mocking you so-called white people. Because you deserve to be mocked, to be laughed at. Y'all think that raping little children is going to get you somewhere. Trusting in Molech, Satan. Y'all think that's going to get you somewhere. But it's not. Matter of fact, no. Let me bring that back. It is going to get you somewhere. It's going to get you a fucking missile, man. Missiles. All right, in the lake of fire. In slavery. Because that's exactly where you so-called white people are going, man. For the controversy of Zion. The nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, that's exactly where you're going. That's exactly what trusting in your witchcraft is going to get you. That's where it's going to bring you, man. Verse 13, Isaiah 47 and 13, it says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Yeah. Let all of these stargazers and so on and so forth save you from the destruction that's coming to you. Let all of them save you. That you may be able to profit. But again, man, that's the Most High laughing at you guys. You so-called white people. Because you're not going to be able to prosper. Y'all trust in these stargazers. Y'all trust in all of that shit. But again, you will not be able to prosper, man. All right, the nation of Edom, Esau, the so-called white man, has many future judgments, man. Many future judgments. You're going into slavery. You're going to be eradicated from the whole entire world in 1,000 years. All right, after we get into our power. Okay? Ain't no hope for you so-called white people. Isaiah 47 and 14. It says, behold, there shall be a stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, no fire to sit before it. Yeah, man, you so-called white people are not going to be comforted. Okay? It says, behold, there shall be a stubble. The the fire shall burn them. They shall not, it says they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. You so-called white people are not going to be able to save yourselves. Again, for the controversy of the nation of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because, again, y'all beat us up, man. Y'all jacked us up. Y'all whipped us to the point where we had to forget our names, our power, the name of our power. Hey, you so-called white people, hey, y'all got busy on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Let's just call it for what it is. Y'all got busy on us. But we're coming back into that power. We're coming back into the fact that we're gonna be in power. We're coming back into the name of the Most High, and His only begotten Son. Okay? Our redemption draweth nigh. It's near. Okay? Verse 15. Isaiah 47:15. It says, thus shalt they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee. Again, no mercy for you so-called white people. Nobody gonna be able to save you. No one will be able to save you. Ain't no way out of destruction, man. Ain't no loopholes. The so-called white man can't be saved. So-called white man gonna be a slave. And that just is what it is, man. Because we know a lot of you jakes, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all want to save these so-called white people. For what? So-called white man, they never give a shit but death and destruction, rape, robbery, and murder. Why the hell you want to save the so-called white man? Why you want to save a devil, man, a deceiver? Who painted over the face of the Lord, our Lord and Savior? You want to save somebody like that? Death to you, jakes, man. 2/3 of you. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. For trusting in the so-called white man, whose name is Esau Edom. Alright? Let me get this in the book of Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Okay, Mount Seir. Who's Mount Seir? Because you so-called white people, hey, thou art wiser than Daniel, right? You should know what Mount Seir is. What does Seir mean? It means hairy. All right, going back to Genesis 25 and 25, when Esau was born, the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. That's who Esau is. The so-called white man. That's exactly who you so-called white people are. You're Esau. All right, you're hairy. The hairy nation. The red hairy nation, man. Okay? It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Okay, because we are in opposition of you so-called white people. You Edomites, you Idumeans. It says to say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Meaning what? The Lord is about to destroy the nation of Edom, man. You so-called white people is about to get wiped out. I know it's hard to believe because you got your faggot shit, your homosexuality, your lesbianism, your transgenderism, LGBTQ, whatever the fuck else going on. I know it's hard to believe for y'all. But all of that shit is about to get wiped out because of what you did to the nation of Israel, the people on the side. You see yourself on the side, man. Salvation is for you. The Most High is sending his son back for the controversy of Zion, the nation of Israel. We are against Mount Seir, Mount Hairy, you so-called white people. Okay, you goddamn devils who went out and deceived the whole world. We're against you. That's why it's time for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to wake up. Again, like I kept saying this whole lesson, it's time to wake up to who your enemy is. All right, you nigga women who wanna keep going on and cleaving up to Esau, the so-called white man, because really y'all just is fucking pit bull. Okay, that's who the nigga woman is to the so-called white man. Is fucking pit bull. Y'all wanna keep trusting in them. Amen to you niggas, man. Y'all wanna bow down to Esau, the so-called white man. The so-called white man is your goddamn enemy, man. Ezekiel chapter 35. I'm telling you, man, Satan is working today, man. It's lucky I can just bear with me. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 35. I'm going to go back to verse 3. It says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Yeah, y'all gonna know the name of the Most High. Y'all gonna know the name of that terrifying power, man. Al-Shadia is what it was called back in the ancient world. Al-Shadia, terrible and demon-like power. Okay? Because he's almighty, man. The Lord is scary. Y'all think the Lord is all love, butterflies and kisses and roses and cupcakes and so on and so forth? The Lord ain't all about that. The Lord is about hate too. But you so-called white people have been teaching that what? Jesus Christ is a so-called white man. He's coming back to save everybody. Again, who do you so-called white people need to be saved from? Who? Who do you need to be saved from, man? Verse 5, it says, Ezekiel 35 and 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Uh-oh. Because God is all love, right? Because everybody is equal, right? I'm going to read it again. Ezekiel 35 and 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, all right, an everlasting hatred against who? It has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, because you so-called white people was blessed with the power of destruction. That's what the word sword means. Destruction, man. Okay, going back to the Hebrew word karab. Okay? A physical sword, a gun. Okay? Plagues, pestilences, famine, so on and so forth that the so-called white people are creating for the whole world, mainly for the nation of Israel. Y'all are killing us off by force of the sword. Philosophy, which is the #1 thing going on right now. It says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Again, y'all didn't let up on us. Y'all had no mercy on the nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. No mercy, man. Okay? That's why the Most High can't have mercy on y'all. It's only fair. We're not speaking from our own minds, our own hearts, and so on and so forth, man. Okay? This is about to happen. This is in the scriptures. All right? And going into that, you got this guy, Donald Trump, who's about to deploy 5,000 troops to the southern part of the United States border, man. Okay? To stop the caravan of Mexicans. What the fuck is up with that? But again, everybody's equal. God is all love and so on and so forth. But you so-called white people, hey, Trump is about to send up 5,000 U.S. troops to the southern border to stop Mexicans from coming in. And not even just Mexicans, man. You Guatemalans, you Ecuadorians, you Brazilians. All of y'all that come from the southernmost part of the world. Donald Trump is trying to stop the caravan of you guys, man. All right, caravan meaning masses. All of y'all coming in to so-called live a better life. All right, Esau, the so-called white man, has been destroying you by way of the sword, man. That's why Trump is deploying these troops out. Because he don't want you migrants over here anymore. Calling you guys illegal immigrants. The so-called white man is the real illegal immigrant. He took this place by
You don't
force.
preach the word of God. The word of God is no
He took this
prejudice.
place by force. Look what happened to you
God don't
Gadites.
prejudice
You so-called Native Americans.
Nobody.
Okay?
Nobody.
And that, hey, this bitch right here is the spirit of Esau.
He does not preach prejudice.
Okay? The Most High, the Most High don't love everybody. Again, that's why we glad we got Trump in office, man. We glad Trump is in office. This goddamn devil, because he's showing his true colors. Donald Trump is showing his true colors, man. You so-called white people hate the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why he's sending those troops over there to Texas and California. Again, the southernmost parts of the U.S. Trying to stop you so-called illegal immigrants. I mean it, really meaning you jakes, to stop coming over here to live that better life and so on and so forth. Because that's all y'all come over here to do, man. But it ain't no better life over here. You better off just staying where the hell you at. Facing what you're going through. Bearing the indignation of the Lord. Okay? But let me go back. You know, just speaking on that matter, man. Again, we keep up with the current times, man. All right, but going back to the book of Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, I'm going to jump back to verse 6. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, blood shall pursue thee. If thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right, blood is going to pursue you so-called white people. Okay? Meaning what? Matter of fact, let me just clarify that. Let's go into what the scripture mean, man. Let me get this in the book of Numbers. All right, going back to the law. Numbers chapter 35. It's like y'all can just bear with me. Numbers 35, verse 33. Okay, this is the law. This is why blood is going to pursue you so-called white people, you Edomites, you Idumeans. All right, the descendants of Esau. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood, it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay? So for all you Jays talking about justice and Black Lives Matter and equality and so on and so forth, you're not going to get that. All right, that's the real justice right there. We demand blood. All right, we demand the blood of you so-called white people. Because you shed the blood of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? That's why judgment is coming to you. Y'all is relentless against us. You show no mercy. You so-called white people need your blood. All right, we demand blood, man. The law requires blood. It said the law required that which is past. The more I forget about the wickedness of you so-called white people, man. Of you Idumeans, you Edomites. He didn't forget what the fuck y'all did to his people. The Most High bears y'all blood. This land can't be cleansed until y'all blood is on it too. Our oppressors are about to go down. You so-called white people gotta go down, man. It's only righteous. It's nothing personal. It's just from the Most High. Okay? Numbers 35 and 33, it says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Did not you so-called white people shed the blood of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? This place was built on blood, man. The backs of our people. And you so-called white people want to stand innocent to that? What the fuck is up with that, man? We demand your blood. But that starts with the Most High. It starts with his son coming back. God is not all love, man. The scripture said, hey, God is a man of war. It's only justified that we get you so-called white people back for what you did to our people. All right, the people on the side, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered abroad. We're in slavery under you goddamn devils, man. men, women, and children of you so-called white people, hey, y'all gonna be into slavery. Y'all gonna be destroyed, man. For the destruction of the people on the sign. Okay?